So, do you believe that our future will be full of innovations? How many of you believe that? Yeah? Almost more than 90% of the room. See, there is a whole misconception of what innovation really is. Many people tend to think that innovation derives from rocket science inventions, technology revolutions, artificial intelligence labs. Other people may think that innovation is only somehow destined to a certain kind of humanity, human geeks who somehow are very enthusiastic and dedicate their entire whole life in our society because you know what is best for your families, for your communities, for your country. What if for once you could do the job and not wait for others to do it for you? I want each and every one of you in this room, I want to transform you as innovators, the ones who are going to create what will impact our world tomorrow. I want you to be in the driver's seat. So I'm going to give you today, I'm going to do something very special that I've actually never done before. I'm going to share with you principles which are taken not only from my professional experience as an IT consultant and an entrepreneur, which are actually two areas without which could not exist without innovation. But I will be sharing also strategies which are taken from me meeting awesome innovators across the world. This is me a few months ago with Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak is Apple's co-founder, one of the main innovators and inventors of our century. What I will share with you is taken from these experiences. So I'll share three principles. The first principle I will share comes actually from my little niece, who is only 5 years old. And basically she loves potato chips, especially the ones which are in the long and tall boxes. I have been observing her one day as she was eating her potato chips. And basically, in the beginning you have to know that since it's curved, it's very easy to reach from the top. But as you get down in the box, it begins to be a bit difficult to reach the potato chips. So I could see on her face as I was observing her that she was starting to get frustrated because she could no longer reach the potato chips. She even started to cry. And she was just figuring out, how am I going to eat the whole box today? After a few minutes, she managed to find a stick which was on the table, put the stick in the box, exercised a little pressure, and could manage to get the chips out. Now obviously she was happy at that moment because she could manage to eat the whole box. But at that moment, you need to understand that my little niece of 5 years old, she became an innovator. That's the first lesson I want you to get today. Anybody can be an innovator. You don't have to belong to a fancy research and development team. You don't have to be an expert in any science to be an innovator. Everybody in this room can innovate for the future and for a betterment of tomorrow. So basically, innovation is what? It's about introducing in an existing system a new item which is going to solve your own life or somebody else's life. This is what my little niece of 5 years old basically did. So innovation is all about problem solving. When you're a problem solver, when you try to find a solution to a basic problem, you become an innovator. But I must admit that the reality is most people quit on problem solving. Most people quit because it's overwhelming. Most people quit because they're frustrated and they don't want to go until the end of the process of problem solving. Yet on the other side, there is no innovation without problem solving. So this is an exercise which needs to be mastered to be the innovator of tomorrow. So the question is, how do we manage that? Knowing that problem solving solving is key to innovation, how do we overcome the frustration which comes with it? Before I answer this question, I want to give you the opportunity. Before I answer the question of how do we do to be innovators, how do we overcome the frustration, I first want to invite you and give you an opportunity today to understand how complex the mind is, how complex the human brain is. Because when you understand how it works, you can see that it actually fools us every day. When we think that we are in the right track, on the wrong track, we think that we are on the wrong track, but our brain says we're on the right track. We think that we're on the right track, but our brain says we're on the wrong track. And it actually confuses us, and at the end, what do? We don't do anything, right? And this is the issue. The statistics show that 90% of people don't succeed regarding their goals. They quit on problem solving. And I don't want you to be part of these statistics. A good innovator is somebody who is committed. It's somebody who is passionate. It's somebody who knows the goal that he wants to go towards to. Because he knows that without going until the end, he will not put in place these new ideas which are going to impact the future. That's an innovator. Now the question is, what actually is the main what separates an innovator from somebody who doesn't? But it's also what I call persistence. Persistence is this ability to continuously overcome, no matter the frustration, no matter the challenges that you have. It's that ability to continuously keep on pushing, on trying to find the solutions to your everyday life. Persistence is about pushing. It's about really making the commitment that I want to find the solutions of tomorrow because I know that it will impact my families, my communities, my countries, without waiting for somebody else to do the work for me. That's persistence. And when you're trying to find that solution, you have to keep in mind something. It's not just about you. It's about the people that you're going to impact, right? It's about the families that you're going to impact. It's about the areas of the society which desperately need improvement that you're going to impact. And when you quit, you're not just quitting on yourself. You're quitting on all these people who are waiting for the solutions that you have in your mind, and that for some reason, you don't have the courage to get out of your mind and have the will to put it out there. You are in charge of that. You have a responsibility towards putting the right ideas out. And I insist on it. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. When you're waiting for somebody else to do it, it means that you can also do the same. You are a human being as the person that you're waiting for the person to find a solution. You are in the driver's seat of innovation. This is James Dyson. James Dyson was on his quest desperately to find a solution to a better vacuum cleaner. After a lot of years, I read 15 years, after 15 years and 5,127 iterations, he finally managed to get out with a first prototype. That's what I call persistence. He had in his mind this will to find a way to help people regarding their vacuum cleaner. And he didn't quit. Imagine just a second if he had quit. All the people today he is serving, all the people today who are using his Dyson solution as a vacuum cleaner would not have the opportunity to have their lives better if James Dyson had quit. That's what I call persistence. Now, I'm going to give you now a cycle that I call the cycle think, break, and solve. The first step of this cycle is the think part. The thinking part is basically when you're brainstorming, when you're giving yourself assumptions, you're trying to find alternatives to the solutions of a problem. That's basically the thinking part. The thinking part is the one that everybody basically does, but then quits. Because it's too difficult. It's embarrassing. It's frustrating. It's overwhelming. Then we quit. But I told you, when you're quitting, you're not just quitting on yourself. You're quitting also on all the people who are waiting desperately for your solution to be implemented. But now that you're not going to quit, you are going to get into the cycle. And the next part of the cycle is taking a break. Isn't it good? Innovation is about taking breaks. Go get a break. Go get a coffee. Go on holidays. Do whatever. But just change the initial environment in which you were when you were at the phase of thinking. Because when you take a break, you think that you're no longer working. But actually what is happening is that your subconscious is connecting the dots between the solution that you're looking for, what experience you had in the past, and all the experiences that you're having at that certain moment, from the moment that you're trying to solve the problem. So take a break. Innovation is also fun. And you don't need to worry about it, you don't need to get frustrated about it, and you don't need to just be in the first phase. That's where everybody quits. But everybody quits just at the moment when it gets fun. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how psychology. In psychology, there is an effect which is called the Zeigarnik effect, which actually explains a bit what is happening here. The thing is that if you don't say, hey, brain, I'm quitting, I no longer want to solve the problem, what is happening here is that our brain is keeping the problem inside and connecting the dots, as I told you. So there is also psychology which looks at this effect of saying, until the problem is solved, I am still going to connect the dots. I'm still going to use my subconscious. So that's why you don't have to quit. Once you understand this phenomenon, you can just say, hey, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated. It's okay, I'll just take a break. And I let the Zeigarnik effect just work. So innovation can also be fun. You don't need to wait for others to do the job for you. So have fun. I want you to be in the driver's seat. Now that you master how it works, now that you master the cycle, now that you know how to build that trust with people so they can adopt what you're bringing them in their own society, I want you to be part of those who will build the future. Make it start with you. Thank you.